10 mind-blowing Singapore facts you never knew. 1. You can find the national anthem in microtext on the back of the $1,000 note. You don't really see these big bucks often, but if you manage to get your hands on one, flip it over and see if you can spot the lyrics to the national anthem. I think it's a pretty cool idea, and I wish they'd do so for every other note. 2. Singapore has the biggest Yakult bottles in Southeast Asia. When I was younger, I used to pester my mother to buy me Yakult every time we went to the supermarket. They didn't sell the packets with all grape flavor back then, so every time we bought it, I would rush to choke the grape-flavored one. I've always hated how Yakult bottles are really small, but actually, the Yakult bottles in Singapore are the largest compared to those overseas, and of course the most expensive. To be honest, I wouldn't mind paying for a 500 ml Yakult. Oh, and it turns out, Hong Kong has the largest Yakult bottle at 100 ml. Ours is only 80 ml. But we still top the ranks in Southeast Asia. If you happen to travel and see a big Yakult bottle than that, do let us know. 3. Though no lions in this Lions tea, we all know the story of how Sangnalo Utama, a Srivijayan prince from Palembang, saw a creature he thought was a lion, and named the island Singapura, which means Lion City in Sanskrit. But truth be told, there were no lions ever in Singapore. It's possible that the creature he saw was actually a tiger. Think about it. We could have been called Tiger City. That's so strange. 4. Singapore is one of 3 surviving city-states in the world. There's only 3 city-states in the world: Monaco, the Vatican City, and Singapore. It's weird to think that we don't have a capital. I mean, it'd be pretty cool if Orchard Road became our capital, but sometimes, we're also both a country and a state, which I guess makes it easier when you want to insert your mailing address. 5. There's a Hug Me Coca-Cola machine in Singapore, located at the National University of Singapore. The first Hug Me Coca-Cola machine dispenses a bottle of Coke when a person wraps his or her arms around the machine. That's just so cute. Money definitely can't buy love, but it can sure get you some Coke to quench your thirst. 7. Cartoon Network thought Singapore was in Malaysia. Yes, you read that right. In Season 3 Episode 5 of Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Terence and Mac battle it out as to where Singapore was. 6. We have a Singapore version of David Beckham's Family. We don't have David Beckham, but we do have someone who's pretty much similar to him, and a legend in Singapore. So just who am I referring to? 8. Singapore has changed our time zone 6 times since 1905 for 36 years. Singapore was 7.5 hours ahead of Greenwich Mean Time, GMT. In 1982, the Singapore Standard 9. We are the fastest walkers on this planet according to research by the British Council. Singaporeans have the fastest walking speed. On average, we walk a distance of 18 meters in 10.55 seconds. That's approximately 6.15 kilometers in an hour. Here's a fun fact. That's also how fast bumblebees fly. Guess that's why they always say person to pass the JCEO level chemistry paper is a Singaporean. Anand Selaskawli was only 7 years and 1 month when he took the JCEO level chemistry paper and passed, making him the youngest in the world to do so. Sometimes I wonder what it must be like to a child prodigy. At 16 I was still trying to cope with the fact